Welcome back, everybody, to Heart, Mind, Money podcast with Perla Tamez Casasnovas. So I'm really excited. We're just so excited because we have several hundred listeners now. We just started, which is super exciting, and we're so fulfilled about that because you have a mission. We want to reach 10 million women, and we want to encourage them to live a fulfilled and abundant life. But I want to share with everybody that this podcast is a little bit different because usually the host, which is the one that asks the questions, is like the main source. I'm an extractor. She is the reason we're all here because she is going to teach us all how to live a life of healing our hearts constantly, challenging our minds to be better and more and not be like shy about it or small about it, and making money, being unapologetic about yes, wanting it all.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, why not?
Okay, P. I'm so excited about this episode because the nuggets that you have to teach people on fulfilling love, how to have it. It's something that I think a lot of, not just women, people in general struggle with because they have this conception about what love is. Fulfilling love, though, is such a unique thing because it's when you don't really expect or need a lot of your partner because you guys are in sync. How does somebody get there and define it for us?
And so the way, love is a form of affection. Love is something that makes you butterflies in your stomach. You want to be able to hug somebody. You feel joy when you're around this person. And love is something that you can encounter within yourself, first of all, just hanging around yourself and you just get so excited. But not only that, just hanging around with humanity in general. You don't have to hang out with a specific person. So once you're so in tune and in line with yourself, that you allow yourself to be at peace, that you're transparent, that you're not holding any baggage, that you're not holding, frustration, resentment, abandonment, betrayal, right? All these things that happen in life, right?
Yeah.
Then you live in such alignment that, even like this morning, I left my truck at the car wash since yesterday, right?
I remember.
And because we got out of the office super late, right? So this morning I was having a hard time getting out of bed. I get super nauseated. And
we'll share why later.
Yes. And so then I told the lady, "Ay, no hombre, señora, aquí dejé mi camioneta toda la noche." And literally my truck was in the middle of her entire car wash. So every time that there's a new truck coming out of getting washed, they had to go around. She's like, "No hombre, no se preocupe." Le dije, "No hombre, muchas gracias. Mire, ¿sabe qué? Lo que me está pasando es que estoy esperando cuates and I'm expecting twins and they get me super sick and nauseous in the morning." And so I just gave her a big hug, right? And she just stands. And so I wanted to hug her because, she could have called the wrecker on my truck.
She could have.
So even something so small like that is how you live love. Yeah. You have to appreciate one another, and she stayed at me. She's like, "No, hombre, Perla, lo que necesites, yo te echo la mano. La otra voy a tu casa por la camioneta." And so right there, now I have the owner of the car wash, the lady, that now she's my friend. I can count on her.
Yeah.
And right there.
No, and you made her feel better.
And because she held me como decimos en español, o sea, me apoyó, ¿verdad? Me apoyó. Entonces, I think that once you just open up yourself, you just receive so many gifts and you can encounter the satisfaction of love with all people around you. But if you're guarded, if you're frustrated, if you're being aggressive, if you're pissed off, you just block yourself off to those beautiful things in life. So there's 4 different kinds of love, right? There's the romantic love. There's the blind love. There is the soulmate love, and then there's the cultural norms, social love.
Yeah,
right?
Wow. And I don't even think people know this.
And that's very, very interesting because you can love your dog. I have friends that love their dogs. I have a friend.
Oh my God, yes.
She lost her your son.
I mean, when we lost Ozzy, we mourned for
And so
oh my gosh,
you lost your son and your
now.
brother-in-law, your sister-in-law. They lost their puppy, and then the second puppy passed away because of love. They were so sad. A friend of mine yesterday, she posted she was super sad because one of the puppies got lost, and they've been a puppy in their family for like 10 years, a dog, right? And he got run over. So then the other dog got sad and passed away. And so those are forms of love.
Oh my God, it happened to her too.
It happens because they get sad.
Oh my gosh.
And so
heartbroken.
Yes. And
soulmates.
So the romance love, that's a love where, oh my God, you fall in love with somebody because of what you see. You know, maybe they're successful, they drive an awesome car, they smell good.
That's where it starts.
And then they dress super sassy, you know, they've got juice. And you get to know them in this environment, but then outside of that environment, you can't cope with them. You can't come to conclusions. You can't make decisions. Like, you just can't move forward.
You don't feel like they understand you.
And they don't understand you. So a
but
lot
they
of
look
people
good and they drive a nice car.
So you go with the flow. And you know, I've been in a situation like that. And so
we all have.
Yes. And so, but that kind of love, that's the toxic, that's what turns into like the very toxic love. Because you're right there trying super hard to make it work, and then it's like it never worked. Right?
And is it like, when you have it, I want you to share, is it supposed to be hard?
No.
It's not.
So I'm going to get there to the soulmate love. So the other love is the blind love. You know, that's the love that makes you trip over heels because you're like in a close setting always with this person, and you think that you're vibing and they make you feel good, and then yes, you agree, right? But then outside of that setting, you don't work. Like, you don't work.
And this is like office romances and
yes,
stuff. Like,
yes.
you're so close into proximity that you're like, God, this person really understands me. But it's because they really understand you in the work environment.
And that's like the teachers.
Yeah.
They're having an affair. They get a divorce from their spouses, and then they get together and they don't work out.
Yeah.
Right? And they end up getting a divorce themselves, or they never even got to, you know, level 1 of marriage, because that's proximity love, right? And then the soulmate love, that's when that person lets you be you and you let them be them.
I want you guys to listen to this.
And they got your back. You've got their back. Thick and thin, you know, power, no power, money, no money, luxury, no luxury. You're just there like for one another, right? No matter what. And you can have soulmate friends too. You can have soulmate friendships. That's when you have like this badass girlfriend, and you know that she's going to be there, or a cousin, right? That she's going to be there through thick and thin.
Yeah.
And those are soulmates, and those are beautiful people that we encounter. And of course, like the social cultural loves, those are cultures that have love relationships that they marry you to this person because based on religion, right? So
our culture.
When I found my king, he gave me a crown, and he was the perfect dad to my perfect daughter. Now we have one of our own, and now we're expecting another two. But my king, you know, he lets me be me. And so the way I see it is, we're in a box, and he's a jello and I'm a jello. And so as long as we jello and we vibe, we gel together and we don't cross this box, we're okay.
Boundaries,
right?
yeah.
So there's boundaries, of course. There's respect, because respect is super important. But I know where not to cross the line, and he knows where not to cross the line.
And you don't even want to.
Yeah,
you don't even want to push the limits.
No, you don't even have to mess with that. But you know, right? And so you've got your non-negotiables. My non-negotiables are different than his non-negotiables, but we understand them and we respect them, and it's okay, right? And so I do me, and he does him, and in the way to me doing me, I please him, and he's content. You know, we have our family down. We have the same values. We're raising our girls the way we both agree to, right? Yeah. He's more of the babyer, right? Like he spoils the girls majorly. Yeah. I am a lot stricter. I like to have,
but he respects your parenting, and
he respects my parenting. Yes. And he knows when, like, if he's gonna cross the line a little bit, you know, he'll kind of reverse on that. And so when you find your right person, just like the right girlfriend, right? Just like the right job, you don't have to try that hard. It's just you doing you. And it happens to be that you're pleasing the boundaries of that job. It happens to be that you're pleasing the boundaries of that friend or that man, right, in your life.
Yeah.
And so that's the way I live my life. I do me all day long. I please myself. I cherish myself. And I am not egocentric at all.
At all.
But I'm doing what makes Perla happy every single day.
Yeah.
You know, and if today is my last day,
but
I did what I needed to do.
But you're doing what Perla wants, but you also have this really innate ability to balance the fact that you respect what others need around you. So it's not about what Perla wants and this is what I want and I don't like to do that and I don't want to do that. That's not what you mean.
No, that's not what I mean. And so I do me and I have a high respect and regard for those around me.
Yeah.
So as long as I know what their boundaries are and what they're like, right? And how sensible they are or how unsensible they are, and I mesh with them without having to go out of my way, then I'm good. But I will never, ever, ever disrespect the person in my organization. I will never, ever disrespect the girlfriend. I will never call somebody like, ay, pinche pendeja. I don't do those kinds of things, right? When you hear me that I'm calling somebody like that, like they're on my blacklist and they're never coming back or they've probably never been in my close circle.
If you ever say anything, it's like it's emphatic and it's not to the person. Like it's just a like conversation because something really major happened, but it's not even anything like never ever. You are never ever disrespectful in any way. Now I want to get into like I want you to walk away with steps. Like I want everybody listening right now to be able to go, okay, I hear you, Perla, and you know, but your life probably is just so easy and so simple, and that's why you have everything. Let's get into one that's not true. You got here because you actually take every single challenge, mistake, failure that could be called a failure, and then you make sure you take that and you learn from it and you do better and you are better as a human. Those are the things, one, that people need to understand, like how you see a failure or how you see, you know, a bad moment or 3 years of a moment, you know, like, and then what you do with that.
So to me, having the opportunity to embrace a failure is the opportunity to grow and to learn what I don't know. And so I feel that
you say pain is your wealth.
Yeah, pain is my wealth. Like whenever I have to go through pain, whenever I have to go through a difficult situation, I know that once I cross that bridge, I'm going to be stronger and just richer. And not richer or having wealth financially, having resources that I don't have right now. And so if you look at your life, like you're a book, right? And you're an encyclopedia. How are encyclopedias made? One page at a time. And so whenever you have problems, right? There's issues all the time.
I wonder if everybody knows what an encyclopedia is. You know that they don't make them anymore.
A big fat book. It's like your Google. It's like your Google of resources,
but like a book.
Right? Yeah, like a book. And so I always feel that there is no better Google than the human network. Right? And you can, whatever you don't know, you can ask any single human around you. But just think about that when you have a problem, you're just adding resources to your encyclopedia, to your treasure box. You're
to
just
your personal Google.
Yeah.
You.
Yes.
Like people can search you inside you and be like, because you've experienced this, you know.
Exactly.
This is why we did a podcast. You know, this is why, because you want to share with everybody that, yes, you are a 36-year-old woman who has a beautiful, supportive family, who has made over $100 million. Plus. Ahí vamos. But it's because that is an extraordinary feat. And we don't take that lightly but you know, because you experienced it, that everyone can accomplish whatever you want.
Yes. I mean, I started from scratch, from $0, about a year and a half into my company. And then my parents were my investors, signed me to get my first loan to open up actual, facilities, the clinics, right? And I didn't know I was going to be successful. I was just trying my darn best.
Yeah.
And whenever somebody would say, "Oh, Perla, you should talk to this person." Okay, let me call them.
Yes.
"Oh, Perla, you should talk to this consultant. They do this." Okay, cool. Let me call them. You know, it was always about
Curiosity,
how do I get
how?
better. And even in this company right now, Latina Empire, my 20th startup, it's like people say, "Oh my God, you all have done so much." And I say, because we're constantly digging in and we're constantly doing better and we're constantly pivoting. I mean, when you and I started from a whiteboard, how many iterations of a deck of our services have we done?
I mean, if we've done 20,
probably more.
I'm being super, super like conservative.
Yeah, and it's just constant changing.
Of one, because we're talking about many programs, many like... Yeah.
Yeah. And you just, and barely right now, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 months in, we've been priming the pump. That's like, there was a story that this is, my king told me this story. And there was this man that would live out in the country, right? And he would tell his kids, never stop priming the pump, right? So he would go get water from the well. And they would be priming the pump, but they needed water. And so they wouldn't stop until the water would come out after like hours of priming the pump.
Oh, my Lord.
So, yeah. So that's what business is like. If you believe in your business, if you believe in your mission, don't stop priming the pump until you hit it. And right now, you know, you and I have been priming the pump for about 16, 17 months. We've been investing so much time, so much money, so many resources.
But the intention is pure.
But the intention is pure.
Yep.
Plus, the intention fulfills my heart.
Yeah.
You know, this is like
and mine.
My everyday thing. You know, this is your purpose.
It's everything.
And so right now, we barely started getting water of priming the pump.
Yeah, water's trickling.
That means dollar
yes,
signs.
because impact started trickling. So there's two types of currency.
Yeah, impact has been happening,
and paper.
Yes. And
paper is barely coming out of the water faucet, but oh my God, the impact that we have had, what you have accomplished already is hundreds of women.
Yes,
hundreds of women's transformation.
I mean, we've in our tour we saw over 2,000 people.
2,000 people. Yeah, but you know, going through the programs. But okay, before we go in, because there's so much. That's what I love, that I get to talk to you and people get to actually like join us in these conversations, because I get them every day and my life has changed because I get these workshops.
Thank you.
I get workshopped by Perla every day and I get to watch her. But you know, this is why the podcasts exist. I want you to share what is something very tangible, very action oriented that someone can do to, one, take the steps, micro actions that they can start to reflect on. Okay, wait, how do I love myself first?
Encounter love,
right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Two, how do they find that love that you have, that I have? Like, we're both very lucky that we are with the loves of our life. Like, we would do anything on earth for them, anything. And so,
and they let you be like. That's
I mean,
priceless.
if we look at the similarities of just love, right? Mm-hmm. We both have that soulmate love.
Yes.
Like there's no restrictions. We just have immense respect for our mate, our significant other, right? But how do people get there?
So number one, because when I didn't have love, is because I wasn't loving myself. So I self-sabotage myself.
I just had an aha moment.
Yeah,
it's true.
When I didn't have love, it's because I self-sabotage myself, and that created my divorce. And then from there, I made even more profound mistakes that took me to, you know, get to know the darkest side of Perla, like a nasty Perla. You know, a Perla that's rude, that was aggressive, that was not transparent, that was conniving, like just bad. And from there, I was in shatters on the floor, and I had to fight for my self-love, to put myself back together. And in the way of putting back together, I had to do a lot of healing, a lot of emotional healing, you know, go into my inner child. What is the story of my life? What are the wounds that I have in my life? How do I fix them? what resources they gave me that made me strong and which are the ones that I have to dispose of, right? And so doing, you know, fire ceremonies and burning all those stories and all those writings, right? And forgiving myself. Most important, forgive yourself. And when you're already in your love journey, how do you love yourself? Well, you have to respect yourself. You have to take care of yourself. The food you eat, do you do exercise? Do you meditate? Do you give yourself a massage? Do you do your hair? Like, what makes you feel beautiful? You know, like beautify yourself. Be unapologetically beautiful.
Yeah.
If you want to come out every single day and wear, you know, 6-inch heels or wear tennis shoes and feel super beautiful, so be it.
Yeah.
You know, be in your most beautiful self.
What I love about you is like you go into Perla's clinics and all of her clinicians or therapists, all her therapists are like gorgeous. They all are very free to get liposuction. And like you even encourage it, like, what, ¿qué quieres? ¿Qué quieres hacer? Okay, when do you want to do it? You're going to need like 2 or 3 weeks off. That's fine. Cause like, who does that?
You have to.
Do whatever makes somebody happy.
What? Yeah, because I can't make people happy. Like I can influence happiness. I can inspire others, but I do that as a ripple effect of making myself happy. So if people want to feel beautiful and they don't like their nose, go fix it. And if they have like some extra, you know, belly, go tuck it in. Like take it off or tuck it out. It's available. Whatever's going to work for you, so as long as you can identify it. Yeah. Because there's so many avenues to get there. If you believe in beauty of no makeup, no hair dye, no nothing, you know, being in yoga clothes all day, awesome.
Own it.
Embrace it, own it. Go to yoga all day. You're a yogi, do it.
And you will be beautiful. Because you feel beautiful.
Because you feel beautiful. So I'm about encouraging people to just be their most beautiful self. And that's how you start self-love. And once you start discovering that when you nourish your self-love, you just you displace hormones of dopamine and happiness and you release laughter and you release smiles. What do you think is going to happen around you? What you give is what you receive in return. So once you're, you know, super joyous, you go into a store and you're like, hola, ¿cómo están? And even though people look at you and you're like, esta señora, ¿quién es? You're at the gasoline station.
Yeah, but you're memorable.
People will be like,
feel happier.
Some people will be like, buenas tardes. Like, people feel good. Like, ay, me saludó y no me conoce. Why not? You know, 200 years ago, people used to be that free. And we need to fight through to get back to that freedom, because that freedom is where true joy is.
Yeah.
And you know, I remember when I would visit some uncles of mine in southern Mexico, and they would live in their house with the doors open.
Wow.
How beautiful.
I know.
And then
to even think that's like
the neighbor would come in and bring some tamalitos and bring a concha and like, qué chingón. Like live without freedom and not have to live so guarded.
I know.
Right?
That is not the world we live in anymore.
Correct.
But we can do it within ourselves.
You can do it within yourself because we have been through an armed robbery inside my house in Houston, Texas. That changed our life. But then, like, not because of that, I'm not going to like specific people. Not because of that, I'm going to close myself off. That was just a lesson in my journey. Period. The end.
Yeah.
I have to continue to live free and be joyous. Yeah. Like, nobody can take that away. Nobody can take that away from you.
And I want to share that because this is so profound for you and you know this to be true. And it really is. Like, if we compare, and I have several, you know, friends I can think, like, they fall into that category. They have a really amazing partner. It's because they themselves have done a lot of work. They've gone through to, like, excavate and to heal themselves from what sometimes isn't even anything that we are in that is our fault. Like, it just is the way that we were raised, the circumstances of our parents or our environment, and that's okay, right? You have to release it. You have to really surrender.
Heal it and surrender.
Yes. And because of that, you created a virtual clarity that everyone can have access to, and you can find it in any of our social medias and the link in bio. But this just went live a couple of days ago, and it's courses, and it's a very immersive workbook. And the reason that I share this with you on because of what you're sharing is because you created this because of that. You have to start there for anything that is about fulfillment, right? Yeah. Now I want you to share that it's such a good tip, and it's something that I share with everyone who starts to have a conversation with me about, oh my God, my husband did this, and I'm just so frustrated because this and this and this, or oh my God, my boyfriend, and I'm like, all right. I'm like, I learned something, and it's very, very simple, but it's going to not feel good when I tell you. And then I tell them what you have always shared. It's, okay, you're a reflection of who your partner is. So all the things you can't stand about your partner, that's who you are.
No, and I could tell you from actual testimony, not testament, that if your partner is not transparent, you've probably not been transparent yourself. If your partner kind of ghosts you an afternoon, you've probably done it to him before.
Or others.
And so you start this pattern to attract what you've given. Period. The end. I've been there. I was in a relationship where I would ghost my ex boyfriend, and then he would ghost me back. But I was doing it to him. And so since I was doing it to him, what do you think I would allow? Pues también I would let him ghost me once in a while, and I would get pissed, and that would create a huge fight, but I was doing it too. Yeah. I was doing it too. O sea, como dicen, él se estaba pasando de lanza y yo también.
You know, and it's so true, because who you're with now is very much a reflection of you. Very ambitious, very honest, ethical, very clear about what you want. Period, the end. And it's not always exact that you want exactly what the other wants, but you have so much respect for each other that it's like, okay.
Yes. Like we're in tune and we're aligned, right? And the topic of love is love amongst humanity and love amongst those around you. Love can be in a friendship, in your family, extended family, or with a significant other, right? Like a partner, like a husband or a wife. And just experiencing love in general is the most beautiful gift of God that we have. And it's priceless. It doesn't have a price tag.
It starts with you. But it starts with you.
It starts with you, yes, ma'am.
So to give 2 tips of what somebody could do, like listening to this podcast, what they could do today or every day, 2 little things for them to start to get closer to, 1, loving themselves more, and 2, finding that love that's fulfilling. What would you recommend?
The 2 things. Number 1, love yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror and appreciate every single body part you have. And if you don't, because we're not perfect, right? And you probably get naked in front of the mirror and there's like a lot of things you don't like. What would your life be without that body part? And that's going to immediately cancel your neglect for that body part. You're going to...
That's powerful.
Yes. Once you say,
that's a
this
hard
body part, I hate
activity
it.
To do.
Okay, cool. What are you going to do? Let's chop it off. What are you going to do without it? Oh no, I can't live. Okay. You immediately void that neglect of I don't like it. Now you turn that into gratification, right? And so you appreciate it rather than you don't like it, and you work with what you have, right? And if you can make it better with plastic surgery, exercise, food, etc., then you move forward, right? And then to have that partner, I would do a list. If you don't have that partner,
I love this.
Or if you have a partner, do the list of the perfect man, of the perfect king, or the perfect wife that you want in your life. You want her to be protective, loving, transparent, generous, proactive,
and listen, you're
successful.
You're doing a lot of like values, and so don't forget those when you're saying I want him 6 feet tall, and like, because sometimes people forget like the real how they need to be on a daily basis. You have to like to hang out with this person.
Yeah.
Not just make love to them, hang out.
And it's not only what you see. It's what you, think about it. What you see is like a given, right? But what that feedback that person gives you, how they think, how they make decisions, how their energy is, that's like 100% of the time. And remember, we don't control humans. So if they say like crazy stuff all day, how annoying. Right? Like, you're going to be spending your life with them. It doesn't even matter
what they look like.
It doesn't even matter if they're super gorgeous. What if they just say stupid stuff all day? How annoying. Slap them in the face, right? And so when you do this list, okay, cool. You've done the list. Congratulations. What a success. Now, your job is that you have to reflect this list. You have to be the pure image of this list.
You have to be the pure image of the person you want.
Of the person you want. Because listen, if I'm super pretty, super generous, super loving, and I give a lot of hugs, and I like to run, for example, right? Am I gonna be with somebody that doesn't like to hug?
No.
Well, I'm gonna
you'll already be tortured.
I already be tortured. And I'm super generous. What if I'm with somebody
who's counting every penny?
That's counting every penny. That would be torture for me.
It would.
So nobody's gonna come and give you what you don't give them. That it's at least the same.
Oh my God!
So that's why you have to be the walking image of that list, and then that by energy, by manifestation, by prayer, that person is gonna find you, and you're gonna be happily ever after with your soulmate. Not with a romantic love, not with a blind love. It's gotta be your soulmate.
I love that.
Everybody else was a chapter in your life. Tell them thank you, goodbye. I used you, I abused you, but sorry.
And with that, we will, what I want to do is make sure that if you do this, send Perla a message on Instagram. Let her know that she would love that. And she's going to respond to you.
I respond to hundreds of messages every day.
Every day. And she loves it. And it's her.
Yes.
It is Perla. So Reflexiona con Perla, it's in all of the show notes so that you can reach out to her and you can tell her, I did this list, this is what happened, or this is what I'm working on.
Tell me about your perfect man.
Yes. And we will see you on the next episode.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning. Share us on social media. Let's get bigger and stronger, because if you shine, I shine. And remember that I do this because my purpose in life is to ignite acts of kindness. I just want everybody to live like a joyous life, to be friendly, to be nice, to be successful, to be rich, whatever you want. Let's get it there, because I just want happy people.
And voice it, love it, own it.
But then I figured that to have a lot of happy people sharing what they have in abundance, igniting acts of kindness, they had to be healed out of resentment, aggressiveness, pain, abuse, torture, betrayal, and all of that. And so that's why I had to reverse engineer this baby into heart, mind, and money. Heal your heart, challenge your mind, and then fill your pockets. So
I love it. Yes, let's do it. Thank you, Key.
Thank you.
We will see you on the next one. Thank you for being with us. You can find us on The Latina Empire across all social medias. We embrace you, we love you, and we wish you a life full of abundance.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to Heart, Mind, and Money podcast with Perla, the awesome Perla.
Thank you.
Yes, I want everybody to look into thelatinaempire.com, look more into what this whole mission is. Also, on all our social medias is at The Latina Empire, And to connect with Perla, who answers every single comment, message. We'll send you a voice message. We'll ask you to send her your WhatsApp. She will answer anything, any problem, any advice. I mean, you're pretty remarkable at that. And you can find Perla on Instagram at Reflexiona
con Perla.
Reflexiona con Perla. But we are all across social media, and Perla is always, every single day, pouring into you through all social platforms at The Latina Empire. And we also have our community at the Mana Lounge that you can find more information at any of the links on any of our social medias. And we would love to have you as one of our manas.
We've got to keep learning.
We got to keep learning. We got to keep healing our heart.
Healing your heart.
Challenging our minds.
Challenging your mind to fill your pockets.
To fill your pockets. Thank you guys for having us.